It's been a while. I saw a post this morning that said, take a pause. So today is Monday, 30th of June, and it is 6 days until, countdown, 6 days until I leave LA. After 16 years here, 30 years in the States, and go back to Australia. I haven't really been too active with my posts and my newsletters. My content scheduling has been thrown off due to us moving and everything being a little fluxed up, as Reverend Michael would say. But I wanted to let you know, leaving on a positive note, let's say the 5 best things about my time here in LA. Number 1, the area that we chose to live in, it's called Beverly Hills. Now, that name conjures up all kinds of immediate reactions and assumptions, assuming that everyone who lives in Beverly Hills has to be super wealthy, live in a mansion. Well, we're the hillbillies of Beverly Hills. We're the second generation of Beverly Hillbillies. Not really, kind of. But the reason why I chose here, and I came to LA a year before my wife and kids moved out, just to set up a bit of structure. And I spent a year looking around because LA is massive. LA County, whatever, if you want to extend that to Orange County, it's massive. And so I spent a year looking at all these areas, and of course public schools, private schools are a fortune. So I was looking for public school districts. You have to live in the right district, I found out. And then of course I wanted something that was convenient because, again, LA is massive and I didn't want to spend my whole life in the car. So I looked at San Marino, which is up near Pasadena, kind of. I looked at the beaches to the south. I looked at Altadena. I looked all over the city, really, the county. And I settled in Beverly Hills because when I drove through it, it felt like just a regular beautiful neighborhood, like it would be in Sydney or Melbourne or Brisbane. Excuse me. Also, it was so convenient. It was, if you go the back streets and you know how to do it, 20 to 30 minutes to LAX, and I was doing a lot of traveling at the time. It was 20 to 30 minutes across the hill to the studios. I was working in the studios at the time. That's in Universal Studios area in the valley. And it was about 20 minutes to the beaches that way, west. And so convenience was a thing. Also, the public school district was highly rated, highly regarded. And so that's where I settled. And living here has been such a dream, where we've lived in 2 places over 15 years or 16 years for me. And for 10 years, we were in the one place where the kids got to walk to school for 3 minutes, 3-minute walk to school, which is phenomenal. And we met some incredible people. The kids got to grow up playing baseball, Little League, Little League, AYSO soccer. We just met some wonderful, wonderful friends, and the kids really did have a great time. We didn't live fancy or at all, and it was always up and down, but we had a great time. My wife got to go back to Australia every year with the support of her mother, take the kids back for 2 months every summer, and it was a great base. So that, to me, being based here is probably the number one best thing about living in LA. And why I'm doing this is because I think to try and find the positives in whatever situation you're in is always an important thing to do. What am I grateful for? the number two, and it's close to number one, the number two best thing about being in LA is Agape International Spiritual Centre and Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith, Reverend Coco Stewart, and the whole community. I believe I was led to LA to be guided back home, right? And part of that homecoming was being led to Agape International, which was based at Culver City at the time when I first went there. Now it's a 40-minute walk, 5-minute drive down Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. So that has been, and I'm reflecting on this because yesterday I was at the service and I just was feeling quite emotional because this reunion or finding Agape and doing all the classes and the incredible community. I've met Jennifer Norton, Param, Mary Jane, Catherine, Deb Vaughn, Aida, Meredith, so many, Ava, so many, and all the teachers, Reverend Carlton, Reverend Cynthia, Alma, Reverend Victoria, so many incredible individuals, Karen Mills Alston. The teachings and the community there, and I've pretty much religiously been going to every 6:30 a.m. Sunday morning meditation service for years. It's been closed generally to the general public, that service, for the last few years. Not closed, but not many people go to it after COVID. They kind of kept it slim. And that service has been the foundational service, is the foundational service of the community, but has been my foundation for many years. And Reverend Michael just accentuates that, or every week he would say how foundational and how foundationally critical that service is. So Agape for me has really been equal number one best thing about Los Angeles. And the reason why I'm doing this is that LA was never really the place I necessarily wanted to go. I didn't dream of coming to LA at all. Didn't need to. Didn't come here to work in the business, so to speak. I was already in the business. And so that homecoming to Agape has been critical for me and my family, by proxy, by default. So I'm so grateful for that. What's number three? Number three would have to be the incredible individuals I've met here. And of course in my business you meet loads of people. Joel Bergvall, who's one of my best mates. I met him on the playground when our eldest kids were in kindergarten at Beverly Vista. And we met on the playground. So LA was a place that normally people come and you have to schmooze and network and go to get ahead. Well, I met one of my best friends and one of my greatest colleagues ever on the playground. So it was neutral ground. There was nothing to prove, and I'll tell you what, he really changed my life, He believed in me so much that he gave me a great shot at directing and producing some fantastic campaigns when he was head of creative, or whatever the job title was, at Shareability, one of the best agencies, 360 agencies in the world. And the team at Shareability in those days, led by Tim Staples, founder and CEO, and Eric Brownstein and Nick. But Joel was my mate, and he really gave me a shot. And I knew a few things. I had a lot of experience, and I pulled off and through Spirit and through Joel's belief, pulled off some incredible projects with shareability. And that really shifted my trajectory of my journey from being, a cameraman, director of photography, that I'd fully outgrown, and Joel gave me that shot to direct and executive produce, and then I was already kind of producing in Discovery Channel stuff, work. But so meeting Joel and his wife, of course, and his family, but that was a really top highlight. And of course, there's many other people. Eric Long and his family are dear friends. So the people you meet, many others, of course, along the way, work buddies and various shows that you work on. There's too many to name. And the other thing, the fourth thing about LA, see, this is a test for me, because again, LA was never a dream of mine. Can I come back to the area, Beverly Hills? Just being able to walk around this neighborhood has been completely uplifting. It's such a beautiful neighborhood. That has been a real solace, the ability to not need 2 cars and walk everywhere has been an absolute dream. And number 5 was just that my kids had this stable environment for 15 years. That has been an absolute blessing. I kind of skirted around finding too many attributes or positive things, but there's so many positives. But just having a stable environment for 15 years for my family has been really a blessing and something I'm truly grateful for. It's quite, I don't get nostalgic so much. I do tend to sit and think about, I can get nostalgic, but at the moment I'm feeling quite nostalgic. And Reverend Michael was preaching or teaching yesterday during service that we don't need to sit and wallow in the good old days, The now moment is the good old days. And I was thinking about that this morning before I recorded this, that I can be grateful for all the wonderful things that have happened, including the downtimes and the ups and downs. Very grateful. But the most important thing to remember for me is to just be immensely in love and enjoy with this now moment. As I said, I'm sitting here reflecting. I've had time to reflect on my journey in LA. It's been interesting, and many great times, many difficult times. The journey is constantly squiggly. But what I was reminded of yesterday, upon all this reflection, opportunity, is that this now moment is all we ever have. And to just embrace it and live it. I'm reminding myself. So I love you all. I'm grateful for this opportunity to record and communicate however it comes into your purview. Keep on going. Trust in that inner voice that will continue to, if you stop and listen and meditate and hear the word of Spirit, of God, that you will know that everything is always working out for us. Everything is always working out for our divine perfection. Even though it might feel, and trust me, I've been there, and it still is, I feel stressed and anxious about what's going to happen. And I just have to keep surrendering and reminding myself to stay in joy in this now moment as I reflect on the wonderful things that have happened in LA. And to me, a place is just a place. Again, it was hard for me to find too many attributes about Los Angeles per se. But again, it comes down to the people and the specific situations that have happened, such as Joel, Reverend Michael, Agape, living in Beverly Hills, the schools, the wonderful people at the schools, Andy Barron, who I'd met, one of the first people I met in Beverly Hills at the school district. But I'm reminded constantly, the now moment, be in joy, be in complete joy, and everything you ever dreamed of will come to you. Thank you so much. I love you all. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you. Look, in 7 days, 8 days, I'll be back in Australia. So we leave on a Sunday, and I get in on Tuesday, Aussie time. Okay, so we'll stay in touch. Cheers.